action Month
Um,
and year.
I don't have the exact date, but I believe it was either early 2024 or late.
Child support in case the judge decides to award child support with you having primary custody of the child. Um, the state, do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, and we calculated child support in the amount of $1,123 per month. Are you in agreement with that if the judge decides to give you what you want, which is no 50-50?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And ma'am, um, are you seeking retroactive support?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are you seeking retroactive support if you guys have been doing 50-50?
I'm seeking retroactive support because there was times we haven't always did 50-50, and there's times where I did need assistance. And he would provide some things, but it wasn't what we needed. And retroactive so that I can pay off the debt that I inquired in trying to not be evicted from our home. I had to pay with my credit card so that I could pay rent. And so in those moments, I believe that my lead should have helped me um, with all the things that we needed, even getting her supplies, like and there's times where he did. Um, and yeah,
Okay, ma'am.
that's basically what it is.
So you understand that the state has calculated an amount for retroactive support. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that when we calculated that retroactive support, that we did not include the year or so that you guys have been doing 50-50? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
and that we gave the father credit 4,000 for $4,000. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And as such, our initial retroactive um, calculation for the judge's consideration is $36,428 to be paid off at $232. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your wish for the judge to enter that judgment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, do you have anything additional that the judge should know so that he can rule in your favor?
Um, yes, I've always been my daughter's custodial parent. I would say, even when Myleek and I were together, I would stay at home mom, and that we were always together. Even when things ended, she moved with, well, when I moved out of the home, lived with my parents, she was with me. I took care of her. Even when we moved to Texas, she was with me full time. And it wasn't until my lead's mom came that she was even able to go and spend consistent time in which I felt was very necessary for her because she always desired to be around her dad. Um, but yet I would still get that she desires to be around her dad, even when she's supposed to have that 50-50 time with her dad. So when I would have her, it would seem like she did spend time with others rather than not solely with her dad, but just majority of the time with her dad because she still missed him. And I get like as children we miss each other. You know, she missed her dad, she missed her mom, depending on what place. But it was still very consistent. Like as when she missed her when he wasn't. Um, I wouldn't say that present because he did come around and visit, but when she wasn't in his household to where she was in his household.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
yes,
Um,
ma'am.
I will go ahead and pass this witness. I will call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Myleek Jupiter.
All right, Mr. Jupiter, and I know there's some things we don't agree on, but let's focus on the things that I announced as agreements.
Sure.
Earlier, I announced some agreements to Judge Aguilar. Are those your agreements?
Could you restate the agreements,
Yeah.
please?
You agree that there's been no family violence, is that true?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
And you agree that you carry health insurance for the child, is that true?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And sir, just give me 1 minute. You agree to joint managing conservatorship and that there be no medical support ordered,
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
and you agree that you're the father of this child
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
and a court cost is billed to you.
What is the court cost?
It's a one-time payment that is billed around 90 days from today.
Mhm. What is that number? Do we have that?
Now we're getting to the heart of custody, the 50-50 schedule. Notice how she's asking for consistency, highlighting a subtle but critical point in family law. It's not just about fairness, it's about the child's stability. Courts often weigh these everyday routines heavier than dramatic arguments.
Number?
I don't. I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
will, besides that, let's put that as an issue for the judge to decide or
Sure.
explain. Do you
Sure.
agree with everything else I just said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's move on. Sir, do you live in Dallas County?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
Are you asking for the child's address to be restricted to Dallas and surrounding counties?
I'm not asking for it to be restricted to Dallas or surrounding counties. However, my only restriction would be if both parents are not in the same state or location, if that makes sense.
Okay. And sir, are you requesting to continue with the 50-50 schedule?
Yes, ma'am. I am requesting to continue with the 50-50 schedule.
Okay. And um sir, what is your opinion on the retroactive support?
I believe you said the retroactive support would be over $36,000. I think,
That's what I announced, yes.
yes, that would be in consideration of my current income. However, I wasn't making this current income years prior. So I feel like that would not be correct or fair to me as a person. Um,
Okay. When did you start making the income you're making today?
this year. And so um,
January, February, what month?
uh, January. So
child with a daycare place or they leave the child at school or things like that. Um, people work on the weekends, things like that, or they may want to do their own thing. I'm not making y'all account for each other every minute of the day. It shouldn't be a deal where we have to mandate that a parent be there at all times when the child is in the other parent's possession. That's not the way it works. Y'all are trusting each other to help raise this child. That means there's other people that are going to be involved, like grandparents and others. You're doing that. So the requirement that you want, Miss Lewis, that only Mr. Jupiter can be the one with the child is a kind of an unfair and unusual request. That's not something that I'm going to grant. So y'all have been doing 50-50 for quite a long time. If it's been 2023, that's good. I like to see a history of it. I don't usually like people just to tell me they're gonna do it, because gonna do it isn't the same as actually doing it. In my experience with all the family law cases I've done, a lot of people say they're gonna do something like that, but then they don't actually do it. They just don't want to pay child support. But y'all have actually been doing it for over a year now, and it's been working for you. So my rule is you're going to be consistent with that, that you're going to continue to do the 50-50. Um, y'all, so the parts y'all agreed to, those are fine, which is joint magic consorter, father to carry health insurance, name change to Lewis-Jupiter sounds like a good agreement. That way the child will have both your last names. After you get a copy of the court order, one of you will need to take that order to the birth certificate office where the child was born and get the birth certificate amended. So that'll be an additional thing you'll have to do after that. And then you'll also need to notify the Social Security office after that's changed, after you get the new birth certificate, so they can update that as well. So there's still a little work to do on that part to get that done. It's not automatic. If y'all are doing 50-50, then obviously there shouldn't be any child support. Um, and if y'all are doing 50-50, it doesn't make sense that we would have that y'all can move wherever you want to. Texas is a huge state, so it would be kind of impossible even if it was just Waco and Dallas for y'all to do 50-50. It wouldn't make a lot of sense, and it would be worse if it was somewhere even further than that. Our geographic restrictions are in place so that parents can both be actively involved with the child. We do contiguous counties, especially in Dallas, because as you probably have discovered since you've started living here, Dallas is not just Dallas. It's Fort Worth. Kaufman. It's Plano. It's a lot of a lot of cities around here. So it's still a big area, but it allows you to move wherever you like. If you're a teacher, then that means you can. There's a lot of school districts within all those counties. So I am making a geographic restriction to Dallas or any contiguous counties. And that's because y'all are doing 50-50. It's consistent with that. If you're going to live further away, then how would you do 50-50 if that was the case? So that doesn't make any sense. So again, though, if you reach agreements that y'all maybe both want to move or the other party's okay to move and you're okay with that, then y'all can do that on your own. But this is in case y'all cannot reach an agreement, then y'all have it. Then the mother or both of y'all need to stay in the DFW area. Really, what it boils down. Usually, we dictate that the custodial parent is, but really, it's based on both of you. So, if y'all need to talk with each other if you decide to move out of the area, because otherwise, then you're not going to be doing 50-50. Y'all have been doing split for a while, so I don't understand why we're even talking about back child support. Y'all have been splitting the cost 50-50. Maybe one of you makes more money than the other, but I don't usually try to do a difference in what it should have been if one person makes more than the other. So I'm not granting any retroactive support. Okay, so this will put y'all at a zero. There won't be any monthly amounts. Mr. Jupiter, you will pay court costs. Dallas County will have to dictate to you how much that is, and they'll give you time to pay that off. It shouldn't be a huge amount, maybe 200 or $300, and it'll be just a one-time thing, and they'll probably give you time